Shema Yasher Allah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. Shema Yasher Allah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. Shema Yasher Allah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Shai, Bahashem Rakha HaKodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I was a high spirit wind lawyer, all right? It was the day before Passat. Today I wanted to go into a live stream entitled, Your Body is the Only Vehicle That Cannot Be Replaced. Your body is the only vehicle that cannot be replaced. All right? And the reason why I want to go into that topic, going into Babylon and giving context of the environment that we live in, and we live in a very non-healthy environment. All right? What they call food is trash. It's designed to make your brain addicted and your taste buds overstimulated so you can continue to buy the product. But once it goes down your digestive tract, it's a toxin to your body. It causes inflammation. It clogs up the arteries. It rots into your system. You see? On top of that, and that's why we cleanse and detox. And on top of that, most of us work jobs that's contrary to our circadian cycle. What is your circadian cycle? It's the rhythm in which you get up in the morning time and you shut it down in the evening time. The rhythm in which the sun rises and the sun goes down. So your day starts roughly around sunrise and it ends around sunset. And it tells you in the scriptures that a man, he gets up in the morning, roughly paraphrases, to do his duties, his labor, and he gets his wages at the end of the day, showing you that in most jobs, unless you are a watchman, you receive your wages at the end of the day. All right, meaning you shut it down at the end of the day. All right, but down here in America, man, Esau got you getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. All right, Esau got you working second shift, getting off at 11 p.m., 12 a.m. midnight, 2:30 in the morning. You working overnight graveyard shift, and really it's detrimental to your health. It's detrimental to your health, you see. So certain things we cannot help because you need that stability. But what you have to do, and what I've been learning to do, is to treat your body like a vehicle. See, unlike a vehicle in which you can get replaced, this body cannot be replaced. All right? So with that being said, you have to do something called preventive maintenance. So fasting is a form of preventive maintenance for these vehicles. Cleansing. All right, detoxing. It's a form of preventive maintenance, as opposed to having a toxic buildup, or inflammation buildup in your body. All right, your body is waging war with the toxins in your body. All right, but you give your body the tools to eliminate these toxins: fasting, detoxing, exercising. All right, intermittent fasting. These are preventive maintenance measures for your vehicle. These new cars that you get, although admittedly, I don't know a whole lot about cars, but these new cars, if you pretty much follow the preventive maintenance, you will get some type of longevity out of them. If you follow the preventive maintenance, most new cars, you'll get some type of longevity. What does that tell you? If a car is a vehicle and your body is a vehicle, your avatar, no matter what your genetics is, no matter what your genetics are, no matter what you have in your family history, if you follow the preventive maintenance, you will have some type of longevity in this body for the most part, unless Yahweh Bahasham Shai decides to make a plague in your body part of your thorn. All right, but in general, the part that you can control is what you put in your mouth and what you do with your body. You see? That's the part you can control. You see? So one thing that is heavy on my spirit when it comes to this topic is the preventive maintenance. Because once, Esau starts doing back surgery and, knee surgery and, I heard that it's not the same. You're just not the same once this man starts to cut into your body. You see? It's better to get your arteries cleaned out and then change your diet than to get a stent in your body, to get an artificial fucking artery, man, an artificial vein, just to get blood flowing through, man. It's better to get, like I said, it's better to get take your herbs that purge out the plaque off your arteries, man, that scrape the plaque off your arteries, and follow a diet that pushes the food out of your body, than to get this artificial stent, artificial vein, artificial arteries. You see? That's a form of preventive measure. And it's important because you cannot replace this vehicle. Only time you replace this vehicle is when your spirit ascends back into the spirit world and you get into your celestial body. Or we translate into the kingdom, we get into the kingdom and those new vehicles, those new avatars, those new earth suits. But right now in this plane, in this dimension, in this realm, you only have one vehicle to maneuver through this realm through. So it's best to put the right fuel per, something was biting me. It's better to put the right fuel in this vehicle per manual book. Per the manual book, man. So let's get it. What's the right fuel? Well, chiefly the dietary law. And this applies solely and only to the 12 tribes of Israel. So if you're not in the 12 tribes of Israel, fuck you. You can eat a ladybug. You can eat a fucking earthworm. For us, by us, man. Okay? So if you're not, if you are on this sign, if you are on the 12 tribe sign, then your manual book dietarily is the don'ts is no pork, catfish, shrimp. Leviticus the 11th chapter. I think most brothers and sisters are up on that. Fish must have fins and scales, indicating that they're most likely herbivores in their culture. Whereas the fish that don't have fins and scales, or they have one without the other, most likely are scavengers, and they're bottom feeders within the waters, and they are meant solely to be filtering, to act as a filtration system underwater. Okay, shalom, shalom. They're the oysters and the shrimp and the catfish and the lobsters. They collectively act as a filtration system to purify the waters, and we're not supposed to eat Yahweh's filtration systems, man. The fuck, you see? Because we, the superior people on this planet, know that the Creator created everything for a use, pursuing a Sirach. All things have their uses. But we are to eat the animals that are herbivores, chiefly the ones where the land animals chew up the cud, divided the hoof like a cow, certain deer. Vincent is good, I was talking to a nurse practitioner, and it was like, stay away from red meat, which, we pretty much know that, right? But I was like, I got some deer meat. She was like, I said, what about deer meat? She was like, oh yeah, Vincent is good. She bring me some. You see? Bring me some Vincent, But yeah, so Vincent, that's spiritual. You can eat that deer meat, And the cow, all right, has to be grass fed, which goes back to the scripture, cheweth the cud. But one thing you really got to put into your diet, and it's those vegetables, man. Those leafy green vegetables, but also actual vegetables and fruit. All right? Things that go through your channels and go out of your body. They go in your body and out of your body, and they help flush out your body. All right? And they scrub against those leafy greens, scrub against your digestive system, man. All right? We don't do it perfectly, but we do it. Or you have to go against the grain of Babylon to have some type of longevity. So Babylon is out of alignment, all right, with your body. This kingdom and his food systems, all right, is out of alignment with the needs of the Israelite body. That's why Israelites are dying. But I Googled pre-Columbian West African diet, right? Pre-Columbian West African diet. And I'm sorry, I keep saying Colombian. Pre-colonial West African diet. And it was basically Jake's main course meal was a soup or a stew made out of the different vegetables. Different roots and herbs and vegetables. And it may have had fish in it. And as a collective, they dipped in the soup. But the majority of the diet was those leafy greens, man. Hey, Shalom, brother. Yahweh Bashem El Shabbat Shalom Chakodash Barakatah. Those leafy greens, peanuts, and fruit flow through the system much smoother. Hey, that reminds me, like you go to certain smoothie shops and they might have like a berry peanut butter type smoothie. Maybe it might have a spinach in it, but it'd be like an almond butter berry smoothie. It's one of my favorite flavors when it comes to buying a smoothie. Those leafy greens, peanut. They got something called a Daily Warrior. Ideally, like from a commercial standpoint, it's okay. But I prefer those smoothie shops where it's actually frozen fruit there, But I definitely see what you're saying. But going back to the point, man. All right. The most important thing in this kingdom is preventive maintenance, man. Because, like I said, you take this body to the repair shop. First of all, you're an Israelite, and Jake already has a high mortality rate when it comes to going to the hospital. And one of the leading causes of deaths in America is medical malpractice. Diagnosing you with the wrong shit or prescribing you with the wrong medication, whatever it may have you. All right, but one of the best things to do, and it's not 100% bulletproof, all right, but it's a whole lot better, is that practice preventive maintenance. What I've learned in my own journey, and I'm speaking subjectively, meaning I'm talking from my own experience, my own view, is the power of having a cutoff time when you eat. Sometimes it's not what you eat, it's just when you stop eating it. And if you have a cutoff time when you eat, and I notice the earlier you stop eating, the better for your digestive system. And the bigger your window you have before you go to bed, the more effective your restoration process is when you are sleeping. For example, if your last meal is say between 5 and 6 p.m., right, that gives you more time to actually digest your food and actually restore yourself, all right, from when you are sleeping, as opposed to your last meal being like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., like 9:30 p.m. Then you got to wake up early, and now you feel all angry because your body couldn't get to the restoration process because it was still going through the digestive process. And just imagine if years and years and years of waking up and not fully recovering. You see? So something I've noticed, and being a Jake, there's always been a little overweight. I had more weight. I was never just naturally fit. So I always had weight to move around with. It's easier for me to notice it versus a Jake that's just naturally fit or naturally thin. All right, but I've noticed the earlier you have your last meal, the more effective, all right, your digestive and restoration process is when you're sleeping. All right, it's not really normal or it's not really common, but if you have your last meal is just early as hell, you have certain people Their last meal is 2 p.m. But they have more life. Now you might eat fruits or whatever in the evening time if you get hungry, but I'm just throwing these suggestions out, man. You know, you have an early cutoff time when you stop eating, and I realize it's better for your spirit. Personally, my spirit has been feeling more vibrant because I had an earlier stop time when it came to eating. Now, some brothers, they might be on OMAD, and their OMAD consists of them only eating 1 meal a day, and it's around the evening time. You know, those brothers work out and everything. Hey, and that's cool too. More than one way to skin a cat. But just, I guess going back to my circadian rhythm, another way that's effective is aligning the way you eat with your circadian rhythm, meaning the rhythm of the sun and its processes. And the sun is at its peak at around 12 p.m. And just you can experiment with having your biggest meal around the afternoon versus the evening, you know, depending on your schedule and how things work for you, you know, because your metabolism is the highest, you see. But this is all routed back to preventive maintenance, man. I don't like pain, you know, and I don't like having things happen like health issues that I'm regretting how I treated myself, or just in general things you've done as a human, as a man. And it's like, man, if I would have did it this way and all this stuff, you know. So you're gonna make mistakes anyway, and some of us have been in grave situations because of our health. But if you're still here to watch this video, then it's not too late. You see? But I mean, the point is, there's always a point, man, is these bodies are the only vehicles, these earth vehicles, that cannot be replaced. You can't get a car accident, get the car totaled, then get another car because you have insurance. So the most powerful thing is preventive maintenance, man. You see? The most powerful thing is preventive maintenance. Like I said, fasting, cleansing, detoxing. You know, having that cutoff time when you eat, 5 or 6 p.m., maybe 7 p.m. at the latest. You know, even earlier. Some will go even earlier. Don't pass out if it doesn't work. You know, you know your body. You know, you can't take something like when you hear people say certain things, like I'm saying, have a cutoff time when you eat. You have to factor that in with your life and your body and how you feel as far as your vitality. Because also, all because something is better, that doesn't mean you can't. That doesn't mean you should be gradual when you do it. You know? Hey, the water's a coin. You know? So even if you say, okay, some things she's saying, it makes sense and I should implement it into my way, based off your situation, you should determine if you should be gradual in it. You know? Because something is superior, that doesn't mean that you cannot shock your body. You see? You can still shock your body trying to change the way you do things overnight. And some people say, man, I had this detox and I started getting sick, or I had this detox, then I stopped eating certain things. Then when I started back eating certain things, I started to get sick. But why didn't I get sick when I used to eat it in the first place? Because the thing you was eating, let's say you was drinking sodas all the time, right? You was drinking sodas, right? Then you went on a detox. Then after your detox, you turn around and drink a soda. Now, your stomach is acting crazy. Well, what happened was, most likely, those sodas is going to attack you later on in life. Consuming those sodas is going to attack you later on in life, as opposed to when you detox and you put it back into your system, and it is sort of, then your body rebel at that moment. You see? But to be fair and to be honest, the enemy is not meat. It's not bread. It's not dairy. The enemy is processed meat, processed bread, processed dairy. The enemy is eating food late at night. The enemy is having a sedentary lifestyle. That's the enemy. That's the enemy. Because these earth, just like a vehicle, like an actual car, If you sell your car in the backyard and it doesn't do shit, man, it'll start to rust just from not doing shit. These earth suits, these earth vehicles were meant to function. And we were meant to be in nature and inhale the elements. You get a good mile or two in, man. I done felt sick, right, or under the weather. And instead of just laying down suffering, I wasn't gravely sick, but I was just like feeling, my stomach was feeling weird. I said, you know what, I'm gonna walk in the park. About a mile, when I walked that mile, I felt better. You know? But the power is preventive maintenance, man. You know? The power is preventive maintenance. That's the solution, and that's the result of this body being the only vehicle that you cannot replace. And that's what makes it so precious. Because you can't say, okay, Most High, I didn't, you know how you get your first car? Some people get their first car from their parents. It's not the car they want. You know, crash it just so they can get a better car. Nope. So if you 4'10", you better take care of that 4'10" frame to the best of your ability. If you 6'10", you better take care of that 6'10" to the best. You better make the best use of it. Some of us got the frame of a Ford Focus. Some of us got the frame of a fucking Maserati or some shit. But whatever type of vehicle the Most High gave you, you better make the best out of that. You know? Put the best fuel possible. I'm gonna be the best functioning Ford Focus vehicle. You know? Yeah. Like Spud Webb, it was 5'7", just dunking shit. Old school NBA player, Spud Webb. 5'7", dunking shit, you know what I mean? That was his vehicle, but he made the best of it. He went hard. You see? But then you see examples of people all day, every day in America, especially Israelites, crashing out their vehicles because it feels good to put the wrong fuel. Esau seduced your ass into putting the wrong fuel inside of your earth suit, and that's the damn devil he is. But he tricked you because it feels good pouring the fuel in the vehicle. But look at how your vehicle functions over time, and look at over time how many lights pop up in your dashboard. All right. And you've seen people's vehicles stop right on sight in the form of heart failure. And they'll be unalive right on sight because they've been negligent with the maintenance of their vehicle all their lives. All right? Some people's vehicles have stopped and they had to get a jump start in the ambulance, and they came back to life. And or not came back to life, but they came back, you know, and some did it to better maintenance their vehicles. And some did it to put themselves right back in their situation just to permanently have their vehicle put back out, you know? But your body is the only vehicle that cannot be replaced, all right? But with that, hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give out honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Also wants to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba Baal, Kam Yasharallah, Shalom.